And then he said to them, let him who is without sin among you be the first to throw a stone at her. It's important for you to note that Jesus did not say, let him who has never committed adultery throw a stone at her. He said, let him who is not sinned be the first to throw a stone. And I'm glad he said that, because we have a tendency to down people who've sinned in an area that we haven't sinned. I've never stolen anything in my life. Somebody else steals, stoning. I've never committed adultery. Find out somebody committed adultery, stone them. But Jesus says, the one who is without, you be the first. We have too many church folk talking about it. All I did was this. I lied, but it was just a little white lie. It wasn't that bad. Now, the reason why I'm dealing with this subject, though, is not just because of a double standard. We've already said that that exists. But in 41 years of marriage and 27 years of pastoring, dealing with women, I have found that many times women can be more judgmental on another woman than a man. Katrina, come. Katrina, stand right here in the middle here so that everybody could look at you. I want to tell you about Katrina. Katrina represents every woman in this room today. Listen to me, what she represents. She represents the woman in this room who's committed adultery. She represents the woman in the room who've had many lovers, too many to name. She represents the woman in this room who doesn't know who her baby's daddy is. She represents the woman who in the past, or maybe even now, maybe have used her looks, her shape, in exchange for some favors from a man. She represents the woman who's had a sugar daddy. She represents the woman who's shacking. She represents the woman who's had a reputation for being a freak in bed. She represents the woman who've danced in the men's clubs. She represents the woman who's had an abortion. She represents the woman who's had sexually transmitted diseases more than once. She represents the woman who's been in a lesbian relationship. She represents the woman who's been raped, the woman who's been abused, the woman who's been abandoned. She represents the woman who's been addicted to drugs, alcohol, pornography. There's a rock on your table. I want you to pick up that rock. Who's got the rock? Who got the rock? I want you to pass that rock. I want you to pass that rock to every sister on your table. Let every sister hold that rock. Keep passing that rock around. And I want y'all to look at Katrina. Because I believe that God is saying today, let the woman in this room who has no sin be the first to throw a stone at her. We don't have women's ministry to develop stone throwers. We have a women's ministry to develop women who bear the image of God, the consciousness of God, who have the same compassion and love that God has. We are not developing stone throwers. The Bible says that the men kept saying, "What you gonna do?" Moses said, "Stone her." I like what the text says. It says Jesus stooped back down and started writing again. Now, I believe the first time he wrote, he was writing their sins. But I believe the next time he started writing, he was focusing up on the woman. And he was writing words, love, grace, forgiveness, mercy, redemption. Thank you, Katrina. You know the beautiful thing in this story is that they brought the woman to shame her. And Jesus shamed them. And the Bible says the oldest one left first. Old buzzard, old geezer, old pervert, old male chauvinist pig, old misogynist. Now here's the beautiful thing, ladies. She was left alone with Jesus. The last man she'd been left alone with got her in this mess. Now the man she's left alone with is going to get her out of it. Hey! 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 Somebody say, get me out of this mess. Get me out of this mess. See, to Jesus, she wasn't dirty. To Jesus, she wasn't a moral degenerate. To Jesus, she wasn't damaged good. To Jesus, she was a daughter destined for divine glory. Somebody say, get me out of this mess. See, what Jesus was getting ready to do was erase her past. Woo. If you've ever messed up like I have, I'm glad I know a Jesus who's got an eraser. Come on, somebody. I'm glad I got a Jesus who can wash you white as snow. I'm glad I got a Jesus. What she'd done was sinful. What the scribes and Pharisees done was deplorable. What Jesus did was merciful. He stood and asked her, woman, where are they? Where'd they go? Is nobody there to condemn you? Is no man there to condemn you? Is no traditionalist there to condemn you? Is no self-righteous person there to condemn you? Is no legalist there to condemn you? Is no sister there to condemn you? Jesus then said to the woman, neither do I. You know what Jesus was saying to the woman? Today, I'm erasing your record. I'm wiping your slate clean. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, you were caught. Yeah, you sinned. But I'm erasing your past. I'm blotting out your transgression. I'm remembering your sin no more. As far as the east is from the west, I'm removing your sin. I got an eraser. Somebody shout, erase it. Come on, shout it like you mean it. Erase it. Somebody ought to be saying, Jesus erased the guilt. Jesus erased the shame. Jesus erased the memories. Jesus erased the flashbacks. Jesus erased the mistake. Jesus erased the relationship. Jesus erased the passion. Jesus erased the weakness.